Hello, hello, everybody. Happy New Year to some of you. I think you might even be New Year on the other side of the world already. So happy 2023 and happy New Year's Eve day to everyone here on this side of the planet. So excited to see what Spirit has for us for today, for this beautiful transformational day. Well, before we get started, I do want to send a lot of love out to the world. So if you'd like to join me in doing that, I definitely welcome that. So I'm just going to take a big deep breath and come back to this moment. And just let that love cascade down and fill us up and flow out to the world. And if you are in need of love right now for your heart, your mind, your soul, your body, a loved one, a situation, we send love to you right now. And whether you're watching this live or on replay, this energy goes outside of space and time. So it's always here, right here for you right now. And you can join us as well on replay, sending love out to the world. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me in doing that. And we will get started here on the readings here momentarily. Let me just get some stuff set up here now that we are actually live. Last chance to enter the last weekly drawing for this year's giveaways, which I'll make the announcement tomorrow, but it will close out today. Here's the video on how you can uh, sign up for the drawing for the 30-minute free personal recorded reading. It's based on the weekly energy updates from last week, the ones dated 12/25, Christmas Day. So those are the playlist that you can go to and just select if you're going to comment and watch them. It's the energy is still good through today on those readings, but also it talks about the Mercury retrograde, which will impact us for several weeks. So it's still good information to watch the videos and comment on to get into the drawing. And then who knows what kind of giveaways I'll be doing next year. I haven't solidified it yet. So we're in contemplation going, what do you want for 2023? And they're just like, shh, just listen. So we'll see what happens. We also put out a pick a card that we recorded this week. I think came out yesterday morning. It's what does Spirit want you to know right now about love in 2023? So there's a little pick a card for that. If you want to check that one out too. And if you're wanting to know about your soulmate and soul partner, twin flame, then they also had done a pick a card around that. Some great information I did not know about that came through around what the difference between a soulmate, a soul partner, and a twin flame are. So it was really, I learned so much channeling messages for everyone. It is great. And then there was also uh, messages from our divine masculine and feminine that each of us have within us. It was from our divine masculine feminine, a other divine masculine feminine, or the divine masculine feminine. So some great pick a cards and videos there that they wanted me to mention. I'm going to pop out the chat here and we will get started on readings and see what Spirit has in store. Hope everyone is having an amazing last day of the year, or you did if you are on the other side of the world. And here we go again, another rotation around the sun, right? Round and round we go. So I like that. And hey, Pumpkin, the Pumpkin, thank you for your donation. So that does tell us, that is a good reminder for me to let everyone know how this works for free readings if you're new to my channel is I go in order of the chat for whenever you ask a question for a reading, and I start at the very top and I work my way down, first come, first serve in order. But if you do make a donation, I honor that energy exchange. I step outside of the readings, the free readings, complete the donation ones, and then I go back in order and continue going down for the free readings. So that's how it works. And let me move my coffee out of the way here. And we will start with the pumpkin since you're my first donation. Thank you so much. And we'll take a look here. So you'd like to know, how will January 2023 be? I think we're going to have a lot of those questions today, which is great because I love everyone's thirst just to consult spirit and see what they have for us, because they do communicate with us all the time. It's just us learning to shut up and listen. I know that's been my journey. So let's take a look here, pumpkin. What does spirit want you to know around 2023? You want January 2023 specifically. All right. Just pulling a few more cards here and we'll get into these coming in here. Wow. Okay. Well, it's looking really good for you here, pumpkin, because starting off, we've got the Queen of Swords, but the Star card. The Star card is known as one of the wish fulfillment cards. And I really like that because it's really like you're making steps. I feel like you're really, with a combination of these two cards together, really identifying what your dream is. What is it that you really, really want? No double card, please. It didn't come up this time. Yay! I won't pull any more. We're good. But the Queen of Swords does balance heart and mind. And I feel like with the combination of these, you're really, really getting specific on what your dream is and what you want. Like what would be my wish come true? What do I want? And I feel like that's what's really coming in here, because in addition to that, you also have uh, uh, so you have a royal card and a major arcana. Let me see what you have over here. Yeah, and then two more major arcana. So you have the high priestess, which she steps back into her temple, really gets to know herself, dives deep into her emotions, goes behind the veil, connects to the higher world, which the star also represents your higher self. So you really are diving deep, and the full card can also represent your soul. So you're doing a lot of soul searching, a lot of spiritual contact, but diving deep and really understanding what it is you want to do. You know, it's like you're moving out of this feeling of existing and really finding out, what would it mean for me to live? What does living my dream look like? What do I want to do? What are the steps? Not just it's clearing out the mind from all these thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that blah 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 that everyone else has given us, right? Of, this is what your dream is supposed to be, pumpkin. And you're like, fine, when you're younger and you're trying to, live that and do that. But then life happens and you get some of that fulfillment of uh, at least you're fulfilling some of what that dream is supposed to be like, right? And then boom, you're just like, it's not fulfilling. This isn't my dream. I feel like I'm existing. And I feel like that's what you've been working on for at least 6 months, if not a year, where you've really been, it's becoming stronger and stronger and stronger. And now you're like, all right, this is it. I'm really wanting to see what it is that makes my life feel like this, the 10 of cups, overflowing and filling and full. And then your energy switches and new opportunities start opening up that are in alignment with this dream, with this fulfillment that you're looking for. So the January is this clarity of my life, not just the year of like what I want to do in 2023. It's like, no, It's like I'm ready for this huge shift in my life. And what is it that I want? Is it that I want to accomplish? How do I uniquely want to express my unconditional love to the world? You know, what is it? What is it? And it's excitement, it's hope. The star card is hope too, but it's like this dream, and you're just it's like when you work 100 hours a week for a corporation and you are salaried and you only get, the same pay anyway, but you're making tons of profits for a corporation, but you're not, you don't get the benefit of it. It's like, I don't feel like I'm investing in me. I feel like I'm giving all my energy away. This is the time of, how am I going to live life? How am I going to feel whole? And so that's what's coming here for you in January, a real clarity around what this wish is outside of trying to please the people in the world. And it is this movement that begins, this new opportunity sparks almost immediately after you identify it. Your energy moves so, it's like your energy. I just feel like there's all the energy is going out everywhere else, and you're bringing it in from all different directions, and then it just moves forward into this direct path, and things just move forward so much for it right away. So I like that for you, pumpkin. So many, many blessings to you. That's what they have for January coming up. So I really like that. You are very welcome, and thank you again for your donation. Greatly, greatly appreciated. All right, and we do have a second donation. Dune, thank you so much for your donation on PayPal. And you would like to know the future relationship with your ex. All right. Yes, happy 2023 to you too. What an exciting year this is going to be. I am really, really excited. Which I'm usually really, really always excited anyway. I don't know. What are you going to do? So let's take a look here, Dune. What is your future relation with your ex? Let's take a look here. All right. Okay. So I don't think this was a bunch of cards. I'm just going to put these back in here because that was a bunch. I think that just fell out. We'll look at these. Well, these make sense. And then we'll, let me pull some more here. Where does this go? Which way does it go? Which way does it go? Okay. So, which makes sense. Whenever we have a relationship that is no longer together, we got the Seven of Cups, a lot of emotional confusion ish, but more just a lot of emotions, because you've got the Six of Cups here too, which is just a lot of memories, a lot of stuff that's going on. Just a lot of emotional memories that's happening. But the Ace of Swords is new ways of looking at things. It's cutting away the thoughts and the beliefs and the mindsets. I feel like the relationship is more memory based than physical interaction or communication. It just feels like it's so much about reflecting back on the good times, and then also the things that didn't feel so good, and the fears that were existing throughout it. And as we reflect back, we're learning a lot about relationships and the restrictions we had on relationship, and why I said what I said, and why I reacted when they said this or did this, and what was the fear at the core. It's a very much like staring into a mirror. I don't know what they're showing me. A Harry Potter, when if you ever watched Harry Potter, when they sat in front of that huge mirror, and he was just sitting there staring, when the wizard, we came to talk to him about, you can get stuck looking in the mirror of the wishes of what you wish would have happened, and this is what a dream would have come true. this is what you want in life, your desires. And it's a great thing to do to sit and reflect, but we don't want to spend our entire life sitting there and not live. But there is this recognition that it's okay to sit in front of that mirror and reflect, to learn and to grow, because that's what the mirror of your ex was, showing you what you wanted to see about yourself, as well as you were reflecting back to them what they wanted to see about themselves. And you have no idea what you were reflecting back, because you're a mirror. They were looking and they were seeing. All you can do is look into what you were seeing when you looked into them, which also comes into the Queen of Cups, which the Queen of Cups, she rolls over emotions, water, but all the queens are given a second helping of water, so she can really deep dive into her emotions. So this is reiterating: trust your gut, trust your intuition, allow yourself to dive deep, but don't live down there in the dark depths of the ocean of emotions. Just go visit and come back up, and go visit and come back up. Learn from it, grow from it, because they really are encouraging you to move forward with the Knight of Wands. Just, keep the forward momentum going. Don't look back, like, don't turn back. You can reflect back, but don't turn back, because you do have the Three of Wands here, which is about going in a different direction. There's not like a reconciliation there, because the purpose that you guys had together is there. But the Three of Wands is that you guys are going in different directions, on purpose, for a purpose. And but you can forgive the person, and you don't have to forgive the actions, but you can forgive the person, so that you can be at peace, so you can be free as well. Because when the Six of Cups is a great transformative card that comes in around emotions, that we can realize that every moment is either of unconditional love or the fear of losing conditional love. And when it's a memory or an experience, an emotion of unconditional love, oh, those are great. We don't reject those. It's like, what? More ice cream? Sure, give it to me. I'm okay with that. But when it's and it's an emotion of fear, those are the painful ones. That is when we've feared rejection and all that, lovely restrictiveness, and all these emotions that have a root of fear, like resentment and anger and sadness and betrayal, and all those wonderful delicious things that we come here to eat. And when the human has this experience of fear, we our little inner child, when it feels unsafe or out of control, it sounds alarms and throws out our adult human mind, which is the intelligent, compassionate, loving individual, and it turns into a cat. It's a cat mind that hisses and attacks and hisses and runs away. And there is this awareness that comes with that cats are not, they're intelligent animals, but they're not intelligent human beings. And so they do things that are selfish and unintelligent and unloving and uncaring, because all it's trying to do is to uh, feel safe again and feel in control again. And so it does things like swimming out to rescue someone who's drowning is an example I use quite a bit, which is when you're swimming out there and someone's panicking, they are flying all over the place trying to, stay above water, and you get too close and you get smacked in your head. And you're like, why did they just hit me? I'm trying to help them. And then they see you and they grab onto you and pull you underwater with them. And you're like, why are they trying to murder me? And you get a hold of them and you take them back to shore. And then you see the panic leaves their eyes as they feel safe again. And here comes back the human side of them. When you transform these old emotions, then you start realizing, oh, that was a cat. When a cat freaks out, if you're holding a cat with claws and you're petting them, and then suddenly someone slams the door and they're all and they're up over you, and blood spurting out because of the claws. very dramatic, we don't blame the cat and hold a grudge on the cat. We're like, that's what cats do. They get scared, they run or attack and hiss. And so we start looking at those situations differently, that person differently, ourselves differently, and the situation differently. So there's this transformation that can happen with your how you reflect on the memories with your ex as well. They can transform and free you from that carrying that pain around from someone else's actions. So that's what they have for you, Dune. Many blessings, and thank you again so much for your donation. Greatly appreciate it. All right, we do have another donation. Thank you so much, Alex. And you would like a love reading? Absolutely. Let's take a look here. And let's see what Spirit has for you today regarding love. All right. Okay, anything else? Okay, so I do like this for you. I know it starts off not looking like super like, oh, I don't like a hermit card. Let me see. This is better. The hermit card, when it comes for love, that means I'm alone. And I'm like, you're right. This is you having some alone time, doing some great reflection on yourself, your life. But it does help you because you are headed off in a new direction. It does give you new information when you're spending some time alone, turning inward and upward, really getting to know your higher self because you have the strength card coming in here, which is, I feel like, what you do, um, when you spend this alone time. And I love this, how this energy is here because it's so loving, so giving and compassionate with one another. Because this is your human self and this is your higher self. And our human self, of course, comes down here to experience this life and is so hungry, it is so thirsty, and it's told to search out there for what is supposed to fulfill it and supposed to make it feel whole and complete. And uh, it doesn't satisfy because relationships are not forever. People change, they pass away, they leave. The situations never stay the same, like jobs, education, and of course, things like our bodies, our bank accounts, our possessions break down, deteriorate, stolen, blow up, burn down. And so it eats of all those things out there, and it's like empty. I usually say it's like a American Chinese food. If you eat it and you're hungry an hour later, it's like not fulfilling. It feels like it's just like, where did it go? And that's what happens. And so our human can become so desperate in trying to feel full and whole, and this thirst that we have um, to be loved and to find love and to to feel like full and safe and in control too. But our human self in the beginning is not, um, it is not aware, super aware of our higher self. And so it feels alone. It feels like it's here trying to do all this and doesn't have guidance. And we're just wandering around doing the best that we can. And at some point, we become hangry. We're hungry, angry. We're so desperate. And our higher self knows the exact time that we, want to wake up and become aware of this. And so our higher self comes down and it doesn't try to put, our polar bear, our human self out of its misery by taking it out or caging it to protect people from it or manipulate it to try to train it. And, sometimes we're taught in spirituality, our spirit must destroy our human side. But really it doesn't do that at all because our higher self knows what our human is truly thirsting for and hungering for is the unconditional love of back home. And it's very convenient that our higher self is a powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being made of unconditional love. And so it can come down and it can give us the love here. I love there just the love that just feels to be porting in between them. And so the polar bear transforms, and from this roaring, hangry polar bear to a little baby polar bear cub in the arms of our higher self, feeling whole, complete, and full. And that's kind of what the Four of Pentacles journey is all about too. These very much coincide, because the Four of Pentacles is the journey of our worth in relation to the outside world, and how when we look to those areas I talked about, we feel unstable, because all those things are unstable, relationships, situations, and things. And so this hermit journey that you're on does turn you inward and upward to find what you've been looking for all along. And then you fill up, you become a chalice where this love just flows down and fills you up. And then that love overflows out to the world, and all the love of the outside world changes. It's no longer something that's always falling short, because you don't need it to do anything anymore, because you're finding it all in your own heart. And then the love that you're offered in the outside world is extra, above and beyond. And so it's not something you fear losing, it's something you celebrate having. And what a wonderful life that is, right? And you have the Lover's card after all that to sum all that up. It is the beautiful, beautiful overflowing, ness. And I love how they have this. The Lover's card here is, here's our human, and here's the beautiful maiden back, being the love of our life, but it also allows it to overflow and fill up. So do they have no, it's just a leer. I thought it was a cup, but it is this offer of love that we are able to have. So the love that you're finding for 2023 is going to come from within you first. And it's going to be unlike anything you've ever felt in your entire life. And you're going to feel full, like you've never felt full before. But it transforms, because when we see the world as we are, not as it is. And so regarding love, when we feel very empty in love, we see the world as very empty in love. When we have conflict of love inside us, we see love as very conflicting on the outside. But when our love fills up and overflows and is this beautiful love, it does change our entire world. And so I'm excited for that for you, Alex. So many, many blessings to you. All right. All right. And that's what they have. So thank you again so much for your donation, Alex. And hey, Ray, thank you so much. I have another donation. And you want to know, should you tell M? And what would the potential outcomes be? Absolutely. Let's take a look here. And I hope you saw my comment. You did comment on one of the lives. I did. Did I? Let me see. I think I replied to you. Yeah, I replied to your comment with the timestamp for that video, because you were in between two others. So hopefully you got to see that. All right. So Ray, you are up. Should you tell M, and what would the potential outcomes be? Let's take a look here. All right. And then Shinmei Joshi, you'll be up after that. All right, let's see. So should you tell them? You do have the King of Pentacles. So the King of Pentacles does rule over the outside world, which is good. And I feel like with the Pentacles, it's the king knows when there is opportunities, because the Ace of Pentacles can represent, which he has right here, represents, they know when the opportunity is, like a king knows when to attack and when not to, when to move forward and when not to. And I feel like there is this, you'll know when the opportunity comes up. I don't feel like there's like this action, action, action that's happening uh, right away, because the potential outcome outcomes that popped up here is, if you move too soon, which the Six of Swords is, movement of thought and belief from rocky waters to calm waters. But the Five of Swords shows conflict, conflicting thoughts and beliefs and mindsets. And I feel like there's like, if you move on communicate, because swords are about communication as well. If you move too soon on it, then you have conflict. But if you wait for the right time, which you will know, then it'll move from rocky waters to calmer waters, and there'll be a change of perception, a change of the way things are being looked at. Yeah, and I feel like this is almost a lot of the cards that came out on this. I don't know if this is the same question you asked or not, but because there is this death and rebirth, it does change things. It changes, especially with the Page of Swords, it changes someone's belief and mindset about something, and it definitely makes them cut away some old thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that they don't honor anymore, that it doesn't it's not for them anymore, and so they do make this change in their life because of it. Okay, so it felt like this same type of energy coming through. Yeah, and again, here's the Queen of Cups. I'd be interested to go back, and I'll have to try to remember to go back and look, because it almost feels like a lot of the same cards too, with the Queen of Cups being trusting your gut and your instinct and your intuition, because the Queen of Cups, of course, rules over the water and dives deep into emotion, but also so much in tune with their gut instinct. So again, they kind of finish up going, you will know, trust your gut. It's like the opportunity will arise and you'll just know it, because it's going to be so um, just obvious. It's synchronistic. You're like, oh, hey, you weren't planning on bumping into them or them contacting you or whatever, and suddenly, boom, oh, here you are. I guess this is it, because you just feel it, and the conversation just flows into it, and you're like, oh, okay, well, here it is. So I do like it. It doesn't like, if you choose the time there won't be a lot of conflict. It'll be a smooth movement of communication. There will be ending and new beginning and new ways of looking at things too, but um, you know, it will flow beautifully. What I'm seeing there. Yeah, and here we have the Four of Pentacles, which is the solid outside world. So it's a good card to get, because it just brings clarity around things for sure. So that is what they have for you, Ray. So yeah, let me know if you go look at the other one, go, oh my gosh, it had these same cards, because I feel like it had a death and rebirth in there, um, as well as like the pentacles, and that you'd know the timing. So it's funny. All right. So that's what they have for you. Many, many blessings. And happy 2023 to you. All right. So Shinmei Joshi, you are up next. The next donation. You want to know what is expected in the near future between the bond of Diksha and Shinmei. All right. Let's take a look and see what they have here. All right. All right. And then Spring, I did get your donation as well. So you'll be up after this. Thank you so much. All right, Shinmei. So what's expected in the near future here? Okay. All right. So you do have the Four of Cups coming in here, which the Four of Cups is a good, it's emotional stability. So I like that there's emotional stability that is, coming in the future. So that's good. It's not up, up and down, down. It's a nice, steady emotional coming together. You have the Temperance card too, which is, it's almost like in this picture, they're kind of just patient with how things are unfolding. And so that's like spirit saying, yeah, just be patient. It'll unfold. Things will unfold. Tempering is going back and forth between two cups, and just continue to do the work on yourself and in your life. And the Eight of Pentacles is about, like an apprentice learning from a master, but they end up doing the work and doing the daily stuff, putting in the blood, sweat, and tears. And then things move in the outside world. So there is eventually progression that happens. But they're, definitely talking about do the inner work, because the slowness of things unfolding has to do with spirit pausing it or slowing it down really slow, so that you both can work on your self love and expand that innerness. Because they do show you here the Three of Pentacles and the Hierophant. And the Three of Pentacles is about you really understanding what it is to be true to yourself and what you are wanting, not being pulled to, you know, someone's expectations because you're afraid of the punishment from them in some way, yelling or rejection or giving you the cold shoulder, whatever it may be. Also, not being pulled over, afraid you're going to lose someone's praise and support if you don't do what they want you to do. It's like really getting in tune with your inner truth and who you want to be. And that's what the Hierophant does. The Hierophant, really, with the enlightenment here, gets deep into their own soul here. Sorry for the glare there. There you go, a little better. But they get into their inner truth. They get into understanding what it is that they want to live, who they are, who they want to live and be, not with all the influence of everyone else's opinions from all of life that we've had, but really taking the time to get inward into your own heart and connecting upward to see who is it that I am, that I want to be, and how do I uniquely want to express my love to the world. And this is where it happens during this pause. So you can be the authentic you. You can still be in relation with another person. But when we lose ourselves into that other person, we're not living. And we eventually get, a bit resentful that we're giving up all of our life for someone, but we're not able to live our own, because our soul is so expressive and so creative. It wants to be able to express itself. But if it feels suppressed, things don't go well. And here's the Nine of Wands, which the Nine of Wands shows you your power, and that these blocks that you feel you have are because of the power that you have within you. Um, one of these uh, wands here is your wand. It's your power, your ability, and you realize that it's you that has the block that's keeping you back. But once you learn to step into your power, you remove one, and the block just disintegrates. It just falls down. And so the block is happening, of course, like we were talking about, for you, so that you could work on your heart. You could work in um, discovering this powerful you that you want to express. And then when you grab a hold of that magic wand, and then things just change in your outside world. And you do, you have a beautiful, full future ahead of you here with the Ten of Pentacles, which when you do this, this represents like you living you and your dream and your heart, not existing. This is the full wholeness of your life that happens when you do that, rather than giving up everything that you want inside, to make everyone else happy. So I do like this for you, that the future between you two It's slow moving right now, but the more you be more true to your authentic self and expressing your life and love the way you want to do it, the faster life starts to happen and bring the proper individuals together. And if they are meant to be with you, then they will be with you being the authentic you. If you're the authentic you and they don't want it, then that's your answer. Then they move on, and then the perfect person that will be so just a wonderful complement to each other is brought in instead. So that is what they have for you, Shinmi. So many, many blessings to you and a happy 2023. All right. You are very welcome. Star. All right. In spring. Good morning and happy New Year's Eve day. So you'd love a reading. Absolutely. So from Spirit regarding next week. Absolutely. I do want to pull a card here from the Wisdom of Avalon. Very, very knight in shining armor energy of the Avalon, along with the runic tarot, and I even have the tarot of dragons. It's very magical type of energy. Wow, so you got the wasp coming in here. And let's take a look here, because it's card 21. It does talk about there's anger and retaliation and jealousy in the air. It says the wasp has a stinger that hurts with poison when confronted. So be mindful of how you address the world when the wasp appears on your path. If you're not careful, you may sting or be stung, right? Bring it. The wasp reminds you that pain is a choice. So don't waste your stinger on a petty quarrel. Are you jealous or envious or the victim of someone who is? Jealousy and envy are the children of fear and lack. Send love, light, and compassion and stay clear of the sting. Mind your own business next week and save it for a life and death situation. Chances are that whatever comes up next week is smaller than you perceive it to be in the grand scheme of things. Now, on the other hand, when you feel the sting of a wasp, be smart and swat it away. Defend yourself. The wasp sends an omen of warning to protect yourself as well. So they're just giving you a heads up here that there is some waspy type of individuals that will be hanging around, but I like the next week. It's none of your business. The wasp nest that's about to fall from a tree. You're like, you know what? None your business. You don't have to go solve it. You can let that wasp nest fall down and they'll recover. They'll do the waspy things they do. But if you try to catch it when it falls, ooh, you're gonna get stung. They're showing me what was it? Hunger Games. If you watched Hunger Games with when that big wasp nest fell down and it stung you and makes you all delirious and killed some people too. But they're like, yeah, stay clear of the hornet's nest, the wasp nest. That's none of your business. It's not your your responsibility to solve that hornet's nest that comes up. Let me pull in some tarot here real quick too. Yeah. So they do have yeah, you're like, great. Yeah, so they have the temperance, which is all about balance and patience as things go through next week. I feel like it's from people from your past. It could be family, but the Six of Cups is coming up, which I really feel like this is the waspy nest is people, could be family, could be friends, could be people from your past. And, um, you know, I feel like it's the individuals that you would invest a lot of energy in the past with the 10 of Wands. It's like all these individuals that would just be like, I'm having a really rough life and I need you to solve it for me. And in the past, we had our hero's journey, right? Of like, I am going to be the superhero and save everyone from all their drama. And then I'm going to go, I'm going to go catch this wasp nest. Watch me, everyone. And everyone's like, oh. And we walk away and there's all these big bumps of all these, big old lip from being stung by a wasp. And we're all like, look at what I did, and now you're in a completely different place, right? And so if you balance your heart and your mind with this Queen of Swords going, um, I will give only, I'm going to fill up first. I'm going to be the chalice. I get to be full. They get the overflow. Whereas before we were a barrel with, and we'd plug everyone in and we would always be running on empty. You've adjusted that and changed that in your life where you are now a chalice. You get to fill up and people get overflow. They don't get your life force. So, when people are bringing in their drama next week, um, you don't have to feel like you have to solve it. Just remember the wasp nest and go, okay, this is their experience. I don't need to save them. And I'll just tune in. I get to fill up. And if spirit has something for me to say, I do it, but I don't have to solve it. I'm just going to provide information and whatever they do with it or not, but I don't have to go rescue. And I really like that for you. So that balancing of heart and mind is really good there. Yeah. Yeah. Because you've got the Four of Swords, the peace of mind next week, and the Page of Cups, an opportunity again to be the chalice instead of being everyone's sippy cup. I like it. That's a new expression I haven't ever heard before. So I love that of spirit. They're freshening things up for 2023. You get to be a chalice where you get to fill up and overflow uh, instead of being some little baby's sippy cup. All right. But that I love that for you for next week, spring. So freedom, freedom. What a way to start the new year is is releasing yourself. And the one of the other things, and this is for everyone really too, is they one time I had a time in my life where it felt like everyone was having such a hard time in their life, and I was exhausting myself feeling that I had to solve everyone's problems and make them happy because that's what we're taught in our lives, right? And they showed me, I had this like vision in my head of me walking down a elementary school, looking in, how in America they have like little windows in the doors so you can see into the classroom. And I was walking, at least they did when I was going to school. They may not have anywhere, but I was walking down and was looking in each one, and all the students were just looked like they were having such a hard time, like they were in pain, doing their little testing or whatever. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is just too much. And so I went into each room and said, come on, everybody. And the teachers all lined up and all the students, they all followed us all the way down into the auditorium, and all the students sat in there and the teachers lined the walls, and I got up on stage and said, those classrooms are so rough and tough, we're just going to be in here where it's calm. And everyone's like, oh, okay. So we were all sitting there, and then a little girl in the front row raised her hand and said, if we're not going to study, can I just go home? And it was like, whoosh, that's why we came here, to learn and to grow and to explore. And if we're not going to do that, why are we even here? And I'm like, oh, I get it. Everyone back to your classrooms. And then I didn't feel like I had to go and rescue them. They're struggling. And you could always like be a teacher's aide and walk through the class and help people with, different ways of looking at things to help them understand algebra or something and give them different viewpoints and hints and things like that, but we don't have to solve anything for them. We don't take the tests for people. We don't keep them from their experiences. And so I really like that. So that's what they have for you, Spring. So many, many blessings. And thank you again so much for your donation. And Happy New Year to you. All right. So I think that is all of the donations. So we will begin on the free readings. And thank you guys so much also for all the thumbs up you've given the video already. It is free, which is a great price. And it seems like a small thing, but when you do give any of the videos a like, it makes the YouTube algorithm super excited and it wants to share the videos with other people too. So thank you so much for doing that. It helps spread the tsunami of love. So thank you for being a part of that. All right. So Saumya Rao, you are the first free reading that's up. And like, how will your career's performance and growth be for January? All right, let's take a look here. Okay. Well. I do like this because you do have a change coming up here. So there is this rebirth that happens within your performance in January. So there's an ending of something and a beginning, but it's a good one because you do have the Page of Pentacles that is coming in here, which is all about new opportunities opening up for you. And they are very fulfilling with the 10 of Cups. So very much there's a very significant, the Death card being a major arcana, a significant change that's coming in for you in January, offering you great opportunities that just is very fulfilling for you. They do show here too with the Three of Pentacles, which is about being true to the authentic you as well. So when new opportunities are coming up, try not to be drawn off your path by feeling if you don't do something or make certain choices that you won't, you know, usually the Three of Pentacles has two people on it. One of them is the person that's like punishes you either verbally or whatever in some way, like that when you don't do what they want you to do, they're like a fire breathing dragon, and you're like, I fear their wrath if I don't do what they want me. If I don't do what they want me to do, and then the other person is the person who praises and supports you, and we sometimes fear losing people's praise if we don't do what they want us to do. So we can get sucked off our path, our authentic path, and what we want to do and how we want to express our life. And so this message is that as these opportunities arise, you don't have to do anything that you don't want to do. If it's not in alignment with your true north of what you want to do, it's not the direction, don't take it. There will be something else that is in alignment for you to take instead. So, it's like, I don't want to go that way. It's like, don't, because there is something further up. And but just know that this ending and new beginning is for you, and it brings great opportunities for you that just are fulfilling for you. So that's a great way to start the new year for sure. So that's what they have for you. Many, many blessings to you. All right. So the next free reading is Rishi. Thank you so much. Hey, Happy New Year to you too. And you'd like to know the theme that Spirit has for you for 2023. So what would you like Rishi to know? What's the theme for 2023? All right, so they do want an Earth Magic Oracle for your theme. Let's take a look. Oh, wow. So you got the Strength. Your 2023 theme from Spirit is Be the Mountain. Recognize your strength. Let's see what this says here. Guess I just need to learn to spell. I found it. So the massiveness of the mountain in this image, bearing blankets of snow as spectacular hues from the sun reflect on its body. It evokes a sense of impenetrable and immovable strength and stature. A mountain's quiet, resolute immensity leaves us in awe and inspires us to reach for greater heights. Yet it can also pose challenges. The firm base of the mountain evolves to the narrower crest in its attempt to reach the sky. More daring individuals become enamored by the peak and seek it as something to conquer, although it can never truly be conquered. When the mountain feels threatened in some way or simply shrugs its shoulders, the strength exhibited could wreak havoc for all beings caught on its skin. The message of this card brings it makes no sense to deny the strength you have at the cost of allowing yourself to be reactive and subject to external influences far beyond what is healthy for you. Imagine yourself as a mountain of strength, solidly grounded in the earth, your head held high as if you were touching the sky. Do so without straining, just as the mountain itself does not strain. The current situation calls for you to be vigilant, but not to the point of fear or paranoia. Be that rock of strength that you are capable of becoming. The solidness of your resolve will be clearly communicated when you model yourself after the towering immensity of a mountain, impenetrable and inscrutable. Standing steady like a rock is what is called for this year. Wow. So you get to be strong. You get to recognize your strength. So, what a beautiful theme for 2023. I like that for you, Rishi. So many, many blessings to you. I like it. All right. And the next free reading up is for Daisy. How does your mother currently feel about you? All right. So, how does your mother currently feel about you? All right. Okay. So I like the message that comes in, the Two of Cups, which is a loving relationship between two individuals. So she loves you, you know, but also look at this, it kind of looks like a mirror, right? So how she currently feels about you is how she currently feels about herself. That's how all this mirroring of people work. You know, we want to know, what do people see when they look at me? Themselves, because we're a mirror. That is what is happening here too. So when you are wondering how your mom feels about you, you can flip that back onto yourself too and go, oh, how do I feel about me in this moment? Because that is what you can control. You can't control what mom's going to feel about you because you have no idea what's really going on inside of her, what else she's had, happening, going on. Because the Nine of Wands shows you that any kind of blocks that appear between you and someone else are you. It's your Ace of Wands that fits right in there to block you. You hold the power of your perception. You hold the power. Whatever you focus on is what grows in the moment. What you see in your mom, how you think she feels about you in the moment, is somehow how you feel about yourself. So it's really empowering here with that Nine of Wands to realize that this here is what you are in charge of. You're not in charge out there. You have the Sire of Swords, which is the King of Swords, which is all about understanding your own thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets, your attitudes, your expectations, those fears of losing conditional love. And you get to see things from a higher point of view. You get to transform your beliefs here, like with that butterfly, into how you perceive things and how you look at things. Sorry, Come on, show the little butterfly. There they are. So, the Sire of Swords, the King of Swords, allows you to really get in and understand things from this different perspective, and it allows you to change your communication because the Sire of Swords is the master of communication. And when you realize that it's not what we say, it's how we say it that generally influences other people. We cannot choose what other people are going to choose for the stories they put to situations and the emotions they choose. We can make it harder or easier for them to choose unconditional love or fear, but we can't make the choice for them. So I feel like they're saying that you can be aware of the energy that you put forward in your conversations. Like in this particular one topic you disagree, it's how you disagree that was what it's all about, right? Do you feel the need to defend yourself? Do you feel the need to prove that your small t truth of fear, a conditional love law, that your opinion is more truer than their opinion? And with this King of Swords, uh, you are able to see things from a higher perspective because the Ace of Swords here allows you to connect to the capital T truths of the higher realm that are rooted in unconditional love, which then allows you to cut away thoughts and beliefs and mindsets of their fears of losing love. And then it allows you to, not care so much about the human opinion, your human opinion of, well, this is what you should be doing. This is blah, 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 because you're going inward and upward, looking at things from this loving standpoint. You allow everyone to believe what they want to believe. And it's okay. You don't have to prove because real truth does not have to be proven, does not have to be defended. It just is. And we only feel we have to defend small t truths that are rooted in fear because if it's not true, it freaks us out. That means what else is untrue about me? And we spiral into fear. So when we get defensive, defensiveness is the um, fight in fight or flight. Our fear, I got to defend. Do we? People can be like, no, this is what it needs to be, and blah, 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 blah. And you can be like, oh, I haven't thought about it that way. I'll have to think about that. Well, no, you need to accept it right now. And like, oh, I appreciate where you're coming from. But I just want to think about it because you brought up some interesting points. Oh, well, okay. It's not a battle to try to win over someone. Because I do see here with the 10 of Wands, there's a lot of fire and energy that pops in here. The Knight of Swords, when it's like you got the fear ignites you and goes into, from 0 to 60 miles an hour in 3 seconds when the subject comes up. And I love how this subject is going to be such a great opportunity for you to not put energy in needing to be right, but really stepping back and breathing and focusing on loving your mom during when that subject comes up and see how it changes everything. And be patient with yourself. You have the Knight of Pentacles here, which is about things take time to make its way out into the outside world. But it's also a pursuit. All the knights quest after this Ace of Pentacles, which is seeing their worth in a different relation to the outside world. And so you're not judging yourself by other people's opinions. Your mom's opinion is her opinion. And everyone has an opinion, right? And it's allowed. And I'm sorry, I'm getting my phone's blown up here. Let me just make sure that everything is good here. Okay, very good. I just want to make sure. Sometimes, like, especially during Mercury retrograde, if there was something going on, I'll have friends that are on here that'll be like, "Hey, we can't hear you," or the connection stopped or something. So I just wanted to make sure. So we are good. So we are good to go. We'll continue going down. Now we are at the top of our first hour And so I always like to do a public service message. I do have been going like 2.5 hours, but Spirit reminded me they uh, they had wanted me to go on for 2 hours each session, and I was pushing it, overdoing it, which is my tendency, which I have to watch. And so Spirit reminded me, balance, you're going to burn yourself out. So I am going to keep them to 2 hours. It's my goal. And so I will be on for one more hour. And as I mentioned at the beginning, if you want to make sure that I do get to your reading during this session, if you're way down the list, because the free reading list gets quite big quite fast. Um, donation, I do honor that energy exchange and I will prioritize it. I'll make sure I complete it in this session. I usually step out of the free ones, complete those, and then step back in and continue going down the list. So that is your public service announcement. So back to the regular scheduled program. All right. You are very welcome, Salmia. All right. So we left off here for the free readings with Preeti. And you want the new year major message for you. All right, let's take a look here and see what the major message is that they'd like you to know. All right. Well, I do like this for you. You have a great, so your major message is this next year, you're really going to be stepping in to your power in such beautiful, beautiful ways. Because you do have the Six of Pentacles here, which I really feel you're learning this beautiful balance because you've got both the Six of Swords and the Six of Pentacles, which, if you think of a six as three on each side, there's this beautiful flow in between. And so you do have this swords are your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets. And so you're leaving old ways of thinking about yourself and the world, and you're moving into new ones, moving from rough waters to calm waters. And the Six of Pentacles is kind of like my codependency awareness card. And I feel like this year is one where you're really stepping in, understanding where the concept of overgiving came from in your life. Like I was just talking about how I overgive. I am a recovering enabler in codependent relationships. So I have to try to stay mindful of keeping balance and allowing myself to receive, allowing myself to balance things, not feeling I have to overgive, that I have to give 1,000 of something to deserve one back. It's like I've got to give and give and give and give to be worthy. And it's like Spirit, they're like, calm down. This is what we would give, and this is what you get to receive. And I'm like, receive? That's a scary word for an enabler, but you get to learn that. And this balance, this power that comes in, that you get to receive, you are worthy to receive. So you are good to go in this year of empowerment that comes in, really a transformative year for you. So I really like that for you, Preeti. That 2022 was transformative. 2023 really feels like super, super, like next level powerful, that you understand your energy and where you can invest that energy. So I like that for you, Preeti. So many, many blessings to you. All right, we'll continue moving down the list, and we are to Sio Shanta. Hello. So how did SB feel about your talk the other day? All right, and should you end the friendship? Let's take a look here. Okay. Well, so there seems to be some emotional confusion. This is like the main card that I'm feeling about how they felt about the talk that you had, um, about the friendship. And so there's a lot of um, I don't know, just it feels like it just spawned a lot of different emotions going a lot of different directions there for him. Because then the Ace of Cups came out, which is about, new love, newness, um, and then the Four of Cups, which is emotional balance. Um, you also got the Four of Swords and the Six of Swords. Four of Swords is peace of mind. Six of Swords is movement. It is about moving from choppy waters to calmer waters. And the Eight of Pentacles is about movement in the outside world. So I feel like there's a lot of emotion that was spawned here. And even though there's a lot of, I feel like these fours are your energy of your stability. You feel okay about it. You feel peace of mind. So peace of mind and peace of heart. You're like, you know what? I could stay or I could go. And I feel like with because outside of their confusion and your stable mind, you've got movement, and newness coming in here. So I feel like it's more towards the, I don't know necessarily that you need to end the relationship as you just can move forward and move on into your life and where you want to head. I don't feel like you have to make an official ending announcement. I feel like it'll it'll play out the way that it's going to play out is what I feel. It's like you just keep moving, you just keep your balance of your energy, of your mind and your heart, and things are just going to take care of themselves. That you don't have to do any action in it. You just be you, and if that's not enough for them, it'll take care of it of itself. So you don't have to be the grim reaper of the of the friendship. They're just let it be what it's going to be, is what I feel spirit is saying there, because they're all emotionally confused and they're going to do stuff in reaction to those, and then but you get to stay stable of heart and mind, knowing that you are doing what is right for you. So I like that for you. See, Shanta, I know what now I need to have closure or not. And it's like, this is your growth experience. It's a stretching type of thing, just to like let it be what it's going to be. And well, what if they want to end the friendship? Then they will. And neither harm nor foul for you. But that's what I am getting from spirit for you, see, Shanta. So many blessings for you. All right. So the next free reading coming up here is for Shruti. Spirit guide message. Absolutely. Let's see what they have here. Oh, actually, some of these cards moved on their own. And the Priestess of Light Oracle is the one that would like to speak to you. So, Shruti, what would your spirit guide message be for you? Okay, that is the one. You got duality, many meanings, and misunderstanding. Uh-oh. Card number 36. Yeah. And let's see what that says here. So the disciple priestess Magdalena sits at the entrance to a cave, a place of retreat. And the skull on her lap indicates her spiritual side, whereas the open book represents her scholarly and educated side. Her red dress and white sash beneath her are symbols of divine feminine and divine masculine combined. Your life is also full of dualities. You are at the same time masculine and feminine, physical and ethereal, fully human and fully divine. This card encourages you to explore all these true yet diverse aspects of yourself. It may feel strange to dive into new spiritual practices if you've always been physically oriented. An active masculine approach to life may feel unnatural if you've traditionally been in a more reflective and feminine mode. But these deeper layers of yourself now long to be expressed. In opening up to these experiences, you will tap important, previously unknown strengths and talents and widen the scope of your spiritual, your personal, and even your professional life. Finally, there is a message of warning in this card regarding distorted perceptions. Magdalena, or Mary Magdalene, has been historically misunderstood, called a prostitute when she was actually an educated landowner. Be conscious of the ways you may be misunderstood and be courageous in your intention to live your own life and stand in your truth. Also, be aware of any misunderstandings you carry about yourself. Any limiting or judgmental notions must be set aside. A clear understanding of your truth requires you to embrace your divine nature, the most gracious and powerful part of your many faceted, sparkling identity. Wow. The affirmation: I am willing to explore the many wonderful sides of my nature. I am open to understanding the depth of my truth and expressing that to others. I like it. Just self-discovery. They're allowing you to stretch your limits and step outside of these preconceived ideas of who you're supposed to be and not supposed to be, and allowing yourself to discover that about yourself. So I like it, Shruti. So that is your spirit guide message for you for today. Many blessings for you. All right. So, Megs, you are up next for the next free reading. And what is your future relationship with Pavan? And is he the right person for you? And Happy New Year to you, too. So, let's take a look here. So, let's take a look. What is the future relationship with Pavan? Okay. And when we're saying he's the right person, I'm going to just put the energy out there of, is he I feel like you're asking, if is he your soul partner that you're going to be with the rest of your life? Because they're always the right person teaching us the perfect lessons in this moment, whether they're a stepping stone or someone that we're going to be with as a kind of a soul partner for the rest of our lives. Okay. So the future in the relationship, I feel like there's going to be disappointments around him. I don't feel Pavan is the one for you because of these other cards when I asked if he's the soul partner for you. So there'll be disappointments. You're going to learn a lot through them, but and feel the feels, allow yourself to feel this, because it's an important part of why we come here. We come here to experience this because we don't have this back home. And so you get to feel the feels of whatever, um, you know, unfolds with you and Pavan right now. But eventually you turn here to the Two of Cups, which is the relationship that you uh, will be your soul partner with the individual that you'll be with. I feel like what you learn through this, with the Queen of Swords, it helps you balance your heart and your mind, because your mind will tell you there's like, Pavan is the one for me, and it's because of this and this and this and this and this, all these thoughts and these beliefs and these mindsets that are rooted in the fear of losing a conditional love. But that's your mind, and you get to break through that and get into your heart, and your heart, your higher heart, knows who is for you. Pavan, it feels like your heart is going, oh, but I love them, and it's like, it's more that there's this feeling of safety and security that this person will be, you know, is matching or um, meeting a lot of these expectations that I have around who someone is supposed to be and should be and need to be and have to be, and what a relationship is supposed to be, need to be, have to be, and everyone else that, family and everything else. This is someone that they would like and would meet all the check marks. And there's this safety and security that is almost like a facade of emotion. But you really get to, through this experience, you get to really understand what it is that your heart really wants, not what your mind has been telling your heart that it should have. And the reason why I don't feel like he's going to be the sole partner for you is because you got the full card, which is about new, leaving behind the old cycles, and you move into a new adventure. You also got two pages, which are all about new and new opportunities in the outside world with the Page of Pentacles, and new thoughts and new beliefs and new mindsets and new communication coming through with the Page of Swords. So with those three coming through with the are they the one? And it's like new. It's like, nope, it's someone else. And I know it's like, but I really like this one. It's like um the example that they gave last night, which was I thought was funny, was like when you're always walking, when someone offers you a Yugo, a little, or a smart car, a little, it's like, this is perfect. It's the best thing ever. And they're like, but if I'm going to give you a rechargeable electric super hybrid SUV that's totally paid for, this is what we have for you. You're like, yeah, I'll take that. So when we're given the difference between what we think is for us but what really is for us, um we're more apt to, I'll drive the you go around and learn how to drive and and experience these things, but eventually I'm upgrading. And but you can still have the experiences. Sorry, I didn't mean to hit my microphone there. So that's what they have for you, Meg. So many, many blessings to you. You are welcome, Sio Shanta. All right. So Anjali, the Virgo, you are up next for the next free reading. You want to understand Rishikesh as a person and what he wants from you and why. All right, let's take a look here. What does Spirit want you to know about Rishikesh? So what does he want from you and why? All right. So the type of person that they are, I feel like they are, with the Queen of Pentacles, they are someone who is nurturing. It's because this is Mother Nature, Mother Nurture type of energy. But I really feel like with these other two cards that came out with this, with the cocooning here, they're really trying to understand themselves. I feel like they're just looking for nourishment. I feel like this is them looking for just, I don't want to say mothering, but the Seven of Swords here, which is our thoughts, our beliefs, our mindsets, our attitudes. But the seven is about their realizing what of their own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets is stealing from them, that is making them miss on opportunities of love and love and opportunity, type of things, and jobs, anything in life. And I feel like they're in this cocooning stage where they're really trying to understand things, and they're just looking for nurturing in their life. And I kind of feel like that kind of comes over into what they want from you and why, um, because they do see you as this. They see you as strong, and kind of the why too, I felt like with this is the it's the higher self, the interaction that they're trying to find their strength, and they search in the outside world for what they feel they need instead of inside themselves. Because we have the Page of Wands and the Queen of Wands, and they see you as someone who has such strength, who has such fire, that they're like, "Oh, they can help me. They can make me feel good about myself," because they're like wanting someone to make them feel this way with the 10 of Cups. Like, "Oh, they're gonna make me happy." And, um, but I feel like, again, it's almost like they just want this nurturing mother type of energy, in their life to make it all better instead of them finding it within themselves. And so I like that they're in their hanged man stage where they are reflecting on this to try to find it. Whoops. But you don't have to be that fuel for them. you know um I don't know why they're showing me like a wasp. Like a wasp, when they're gonna birth their children, they'll go and capture things and stun them and stick them in there with, like I think it's a mud dauber or something like that. They'll put something in there that's gonna be nourishment for the baby when it wakes up, and then they close it off and seal it, and then they leave it there. It's like, I feel like that's what they're looking at you, as almost like, "This is my nourishment that I'm gonna feed on while I'm in my cocoon." And it's like, no, thank you. So they sense your strength, they sense your fire, they want that for themselves, but they need to find that within themselves because you can't give it to them. But that's what, I feel they is going on there, Anjali. So many blessings for you there. Mm, yeah, yeah. So it does make sense that they are, going through that through spiritualness. They like your fire, they like your brightness, but yeah, the human tends to like, "Oh, I want this. I want you to become this for me." It's like, "No." All right. So that's what they have for you, Anjali. So many blessings for you. All right, Aditi, you are up next, and you'd like to know what is coming forth in January for you. All right. Well, it looks like some nice stability in the outside world here with the Four of Pentacles. And the Nine of Pentacles too. You're really stepping into this place of feeling abundant from the inside out. You're not alone in it. You have spirit with you, but this is about you finding stability, because the fours are like a big table with four huge legs on it. It's a very solid foundation there. And the Nine of Pentacles is about you finding this, like on the hermit's journey. You don't need other people showing you your stability and your worth in the outside world. You're really standing on your own. And some people don't like that in January here because you're in this place of where people are seeing you like in a heightened place, and the people that are down here don't like feeling like they're down here and that you are in this raised position, above them, as far as, if it is a promotion, if it is just their opinion, that they're like, wow, she's in so much a much better place than I am, and I don't like it. Come back down here and be miserable with the rest of us. Just know when you shine and this advancement happens and this fullness happens, that some people, like like seeing people confident and, in a place of being recognized and rewarded. Other people don't, because they have a low self-esteem and it makes them feel even lower. They drop out in the bottom there. And so just know that it's not about you when that happens. It just has to do with their view of where they're at. And so they already saw you up here and them down here. And then when they saw you rise, they actually felt like they were pushed down further. And so they want to bring you down to where they feel they're at. But you don't have to go down there. You don't have to defend yourself. You can just be aware that's what it is. And you can also, out of compassion, go, oh, they're feeling low about themselves. Let me help them realize who they are and let me raise them, up a little bit if I want. But you don't have to. But that's what your January looks like. I really like that. It's very much a uh, feel successful and abundant type of feel, and then just some people um, won't celebrate with you. They more are reacting and want to bring you down to where they're at instead. So just be aware of that. It's not about you. All right. So many blessings to you, ADT. All right. All right. Anjali, thank you so much for your donation. So we will ask your additional question here. Is there any potential with Rishikesh to guide you how you will take or this friendship within my question? Okay. Let's take a look here and see. Looks like there's a lot of power of choice coming in here. Just getting some more clarity here. Wow, yeah. All right. So you do have both the chariot, which is all about power of choice, and you have the wands, which is about where you focus your energy, where it unfolds. And so I feel like when they're talking about here, like, what's the outcome of this friendship? Where's this headed? So much is going to be determined by you and where you want to take it, because you're the one that gets to choose what emotion you feel as you go through it and what story you apply to it as you go through it. So they're like, so much of it is within your own hands. They do bring in your Queen of Cups here, which is very good. Yeah, so here's that makes sense too with what I have coming here in the other cards. But the Queen of Cups here is you trust in your intuition, deep diving into your emotions, but trust your gut and trust your intuition as you go through here too. You get to choose ultimately what anything means or what you want to feel as you go through it. But their spirit is going, but trust your intuition, trust your gut as you go through it, not so much your mind um, with that, because they do have here with the Knight of Swords is pursuing higher knowledge together. And so this is great that the two of you are pursuing things that are more aligned with the capital T truths of unconditional love from up above, but staying out of the mind, the human mind of the supposed to and the should and the need to, the have to, those that are rooted in fear of losing conditional love. Because again, here is the shaman card, the magician card, which is this, bringing the uh, love and the energy from up above down through you guys into the outer world. And so there is this focus of higher knowledge together and this focus of finding your power together as well. So they're saying the primary reason to coming together is to expand your spirituality, to expand your gifts, to expand your awareness and your knowledge, but you still get to choose what how that develops as far as friendships or in the outer world. It's you get to choose so much with that. And when you said that he's a Pisces rising, Aquarius moon, and Leo sun, I was like, okay, well, that makes sense here with you've got your um the sire, I think it was the sire of cups. Yeah, the king of cups, which is a balance between heart and mind that comes in, which would be his Pisces water, his Aquarius air coming in. And then we have the queen of swords, who is the kind of the exact counterpart of this, where this king rules over water but balances with air of the mind. The queen, who rules over air, gets balanced with water. So they both appear different from this viewpoint, but they're opposites. They have their inner life matches each other's outer life, so they understand each other and they have things they can learn from each other. Because she, of course, masters thought, so she can help this one master thought. He masters emotion, so he can teach her to help master her emotion, her emotional piece. So there is this great um, cohesiveness and compatibility and learning from each other and appreciating things of each other too. So it can definitely has great possibilities. But well, I feel like um you almost have like that power and that fire, more so confidence and stuff that is so attractive of them to you, that you can help them with that. But the kind of the caution is, don't become that for them, if that makes sense. You can teach them to fish, but you don't give them the fish, right? So I like that. And then they also will teach you what is attractive in them. Find that within you. Don't try to make them become that for you. Just to allow them to teach you that side of you as well. So that is what I feel they have for you, Anjali. So thank you again so much for your donation. Many, many blessings to you. All right. So we're about a half an hour away from the end of this session. So I do like to do another little reminder, just let everyone know. I try to get through as many free readings as I can. If you do want to make sure I get to your reading in this session, a donation of any kind. I know we all have different levels of income at different parts of our life, even. So I honor whatever donation that you make, as knowing that it's the one that you can make at this time. So I do honor that energy exchange. I will make sure to complete your reading in this session. If you're unable to make a donation, I totally get that too. I do offer a ton of free content. So if I'm not able to get to the bottom of the list, which I seldom ever can these days, because that free reading list gets very long very fast. But if I'm unable to get there, I do put out a lot of free content. I have a ton of playlists, pick a card readings, weekly energy updates, monthly readings, solstice equinox readings, portal readings, just a ton of free content. And so if you go to my main page, there's a lot of playlists, and just follow your heart and spirit will guide you to those videos with messages for you, because they are smart that way. I also offer personal readings on a sliding price scale. That information is listed in the description box of this video. Don't forget to sign up for the final giveaway. Let me just repost that real quick here, because it is the final giveaway for this year. Just move the coffee there, and I'll just post. This is the video of what the weekly drawing is for the 30-minute personal recorded reading, how you do it. And it is based on these weekly energy updates. I'll post that there for convenience. So, and I will be back tonight as well, in about 6.5 hours for New Year's Eve here where I'm at. So I'll be on here for a couple hours tonight, then also tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. again. And then I'm here every night as well at 7 p.m. So Mountain Time. All right. So that has been your announcement, and we'll get back to doing readings here. All right. Hey, light worker, welcome, welcome. Thank you for your donation. You are very welcome, Anjali, and happy New Year to you as well. Thank you so much. Right, light worker. So will Alan be your date to your sister's party tonight? Okay. Okay, that was a lot of cards. Let's take a look here. So will Alan be your date to your sister's party tonight? Uh-oh. So you got the Devil's card here. So I don't feel like they are. I feel like they're going to be trapped. They're not able to go here. You have the Three of Pentacles, which is about you being true to your authentic self. Not being swayed of the supposed to the should, and not fearing that you're going to let down people if you don't bring a date, or all of that around there. It's interesting you got the Lovers card coming in here, though. I want to get more on that real quick here. So tell us more about this. So is it that you meet someone at your sister's party tonight because you are by yourself, maybe? Let's take a look here. More clarity. All right. Well, I do like this. I mean, because the Seven of Pentacles does show a change of direction that comes in here. So there is this that comes in. So this change of plans, that there is something that sparks from this, I feel. Because you have the Queen of Pentacles, which is about abundance. So this not having someone go and that you go by yourself ends up being turning into something else, because you have the Moon card here, which is about the unseen and the unknown, um, and trusting that the cycles are unfolding perfectly. Because I feel like with it's saying that the disappointment, of this, of them not being able to go and that you go by yourself, that it starts something completely new, completely different there, um, for you, which leads you into this relationship, a new type of relationship that comes in. So I like it for you. I mean, I almost feel like you're like, yes, never mind, I'm canceling, don't come. But I feel like they're not going to be able to, but that it does open up new opportunity. And the relationship, it could be like a significant friend, or it could be, because lovers doesn't necessarily need to mean that it's romantic. It can also be someone loving you as a friend, or reigniting something. So I don't feel like I feel like you're going to go solo, but it's going to be like woohoo because of it. So I like it for you, Lightworker. Go have a free evening. So I think that is everything. Yeah, that's all that they have for you. So enjoy your wonderful party tonight. And thank you again so much for your donation. It's greatly appreciated. Hey, Francine. Thank you so much for your generous donation. You are a rock star. And let's take a look here. Advice on job interviews and career in the near future. Absolutely. Let's take a look here. So what would Spirit like you to know? Job interviews and career. Okay, that's a lot. Actually, they do want to switch over to the runic tarot for you anyway. Let me take a quick sip here. Happy New Year. There we go. So what advice do you have for Francine on Job interviews and career in the very near future. Okay. All right, let's see what we got here. Oh my gosh. Well, you are going to have some awesome times coming up here. You got both the 9 and the 10 of cups. Wish fulfillment, overflowing out. So there's going to be a lot of positive things coming up here with job interviews and career. It's almost like uh, it's like you have the Midas touch. Whatever you are wanting, it almost just like comes to fruition. Your energy is just pouring in to these situations coming up. I'm just like, wow, beautiful. And let's see what else we have here. Yeah, I know, right? I'm excited for you with that. I feel like with the 2 of Pentacles in the outside world, you have 2 opportunities that are coming up very, very soon. And I really like that here. Um, the King of Cups here is, balancing heart and mind that comes in here. So allow your choices, like what you make, um, when you're making your choices, because you're going to have some opportunities that come up where you have to, like, here's 2 offers, and you're like, oh my gosh, what do I choose? What do I choose? Don't Spirit is saying, try not to make the decision strictly from your mind. Allow your heart, live your passion, live your dream, because otherwise, if you choose, like, well, this one makes the most sense on paper, and it makes this, like, when you're making your list of the pros and cons, it's like, well, this is good money. Well, this is good opportunity. Well, this is good da 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 da. But your heart, let your heart have a seat at the table, and they're like, I'm going to be bored to death, and I'm going to be stressed every day, and I'm going to wake up going, all right, let's go to work, instead of waking up early going, let's go live life. And I feel like they're telling you, when these decisions come up and you have the opportunities, choose the one that's going to make your heart sing, because that will change the whole energy of the situation anyway, especially with the 9, 10 of cups, which is emotions. They're like, yes, yes, yes. Your heart is excited to live, not exist. So a lot of that is coming in there. Yes, choose life. And then you have the Knight of Cups. So movement of emotion. So definitely reiterating here, because the Knight quests after the Ace of Cups, quest after emotional fulfillment, finding love, really from above. I mean, that's what the Knight delivers, what the King is wanting. The King wants this Ace of Cups, so the Knight goes and gets it for them. Um, so I like that coming in. Yeah, the runic tarot. I really love these. I'm slowly learning runes. I'll be able to know what these mean someday. Yeah. So you have the King of Swords and the Nine of Wands. And this is basically just reiterating what we talked about. Here's the mind with the King of Swords rules over air, but all the kings are given additional air. So this one's really, really in their mind. So if we get too much into our mind, that's where the energy blocks come in. And that's when we feel we can't move forward, because we're too much in our head. So if you feel like you're bumping up against something, go, oh, I'm in my head. Let me drop back into my heart. And then that allows things to come forward there. I feel like they want a Queen of the Moon Oracle card here for you as well. All that emotion, the moon wants to chat with you too. So let's take a look here. What else for France? Absolutely. Yeah, and here comes the balance. So the this is about balance, and the King of Cups was about balancing heart and mind. So in case we didn't get it the first time, here we have more. Card number 19. Yeah, seek balance. Extremes of anything are rarely healthy or useful. there may be an overreaction that can cause an issue. So ground yourself and allow your strength to rise from there. Be aware of where the imbalances in your life are at present. So working with the lunar cycle on a regular basis helps us actually experience the flow and balance of nature. The moon shows us the gradual and peaceful process of waxing and waning and the phases of perfect balance within. Our bodies, our minds, and our human spirit seek balance, yet perfect balance is almost impossible to achieve. Think on this: if we try to stand on one leg and balance ourselves, no matter how good at balancing on one leg we may be, it's a kind of dance, is it not? The large and small muscles in our legs adjust to keep us upright, always moving, never perfectly still. And the rest of our body is also performing a myriad of adjustments, a little to the right here one moment, a little to the center there. And the point is that balance is a process, something we can actively seek if we're wise. We need to know when we are unbalanced so we can return to homeostasis. It is useful to know where our imbalances lie and to make a decision about moving towards a more balanced version. Self reflection helps identify this. When we are to something, working too long, thinking too fast, eating too much, we need to be honest with ourselves so we can identify this quite easily. Allowing ourselves a more considered and balanced view invites a true peacefulness into our lives, something that many people crave in this incredibly busy and chaotic world. Balance allows us to understand that overwhelm isn't a place we want to visit, let alone set up home in. And the companion stone for that is bloodstone if you are into stones as well. So I am loving that for you, Francine. And yes, you are so kind. I love the flamingos and the peacocks. Wow. So yes, wishing you love, joy, peace, gratitude, light, and to all the soul tribe. Oh, good. So use some bloodstone to help balance January for you. It's like bring it down, bring it down. So I absolutely love that for you, Francine. I can't wait to see what unfolds for you now. That 9 and 10 of cups, amazing, amazing, beautiful. So I am liking it. So again, thank you so much for your generous donation. And have a very, very happy new year. Yours is coming up faster. I think you said you're on the East Coast in New York, right? So yours is closer, closer, getting closer. All right. So many blessings to you, Francine. Excited for your adventure. All right. And we had left off with the free readings here with Verinda. So, Verinda, Happy New Year to you as well. You want to know what the new year is going to bring for you and your daughter. All right. Let's take a look here. And I'm going to be on for about 10 more minutes. So if you are wanting to make sure if you're further on down the list, and you want to make sure that I do get to your reading in this session, all it takes, like I said earlier, is just a little donation of whatever it is. I don't look at the amounts. I just honor the exchange of energy, and I will make sure I complete it in this session. All right. So Brenda, what is the new year bringing? All right. Wow. Wow. Okay. So you are having a rebirth that's happening here because you're leaving behind old ways of thinking in this next year, and you're moving from rough waters into calmer waters. So there is this ending of old life and beginning of new life that is coming in for you. And it's beautiful because you're moving away from the old fearful thoughts and beliefs and mindsets, and you're moving into higher thoughts and beliefs and mindsets. So smoothing out of thinking and beliefs and mindsets comes in. And I really like that because it does bring in beautiful, beautiful. I mean, the sun card is the most victorious, bright, at least in the top five of the entire deck. So you do have this victory, this beautiful movement, this beautiful brightness that comes in. And you have the Lover's card, which you do not necessarily that it doesn't have to be like a romantic, but you do have this new love that's coming into your life, which makes sense as you're connecting more to the higher love from above. You are having love fill your lives more. And I feel like as fears leave, more love comes in. And that just is what spawns and brings in a lot of this victory and a lot of this brightness that comes in too. So it looks like a very, very bright 2023. And it is spawned from this rebirth that happens with this changing of thoughts and beliefs and mindsets from releasing from fear to that of unconditional love, connecting to those higher ways of looking at things. So I really like that. So beautiful, beautiful. I love that for you. And then next up, we have Alex. You'd like a love reading? Absolutely. Let's take a look here. And actually, did we already do that for you? Yep. So we already did that for you because you had made a donation, so we prioritized that. So you don't need another one. All right, Vani, you are up next. So what's in store for you in 2023? Let's take a look. So what's in store 2023? Okay. All right. So you do show here the Knight of Cups does show movement and pursuit of love, and there is movement of emotion. You do have the Eight of Cups here, which is a great card to get because it's you leaving behind, you're squirreling up and leaving behind the old emotions that no longer serve you. So there is this transformation and movement of emotion and love, which really opens up because where the squirrel is headed off to is the Nine of Cups, which is wish fulfillment. And I feel like the what helps with this movement is this awareness. The Six of Pentacles, when it comes up regarding like relationship, which with all of this, I feel it has to do with relation to others and emotional interactions. The Six of Pentacles is the codependency awareness card, which is our awareness of our overgiving, where we are really beginning to understand during this 2023 where in your earlier life you develop this out of balance um, rate of exchange where you feel you have to give so much to get so little back, and that's all that you feel you're worthy to get back. But it goes back to your childhood and in an area of where you felt you had to overgive, whether it's parents, grandparents, or siblings, or teachers, coaches, whatever it was, someone in your life where you develop this. And as children, we don't know any better. We just go, oh, this is how it works. I have to overdo things to get attention and love. So we apply that underneath the surface, and that's what our belief is, that hidden exchange rate that you get to bring to the surface, and you get to adjust it going, no, not 1,000 to 1 anymore. Let's make it 1 to 1. Let's get rid of some of those zeros. And you just keep moving away. It becomes 100 to 1, 10 to 1, and then 1 to 1. You're making that adjustment next year, seeing that you deserve to receive equal to equal, not that you have to overgive. And you do come in with this Four of Pentacles, which you do find a higher sense of your value in how you relate it to the outside world. And you do have this very solid self-worth that comes through this 2023. So a very solid, um, uh, like I said, journey for you that results in that. So I like that for you, Vani. So many, many blessings for you. All right, we'll continue moving down the list here. And let's see. We are to Project Skyfalls. So you are the next free reading, and I'm only going to be on for about 5 more minutes. So if you do want me to get to your reading, this will be the time to make the donation. Otherwise, this will be. I might be able to get one more in. It depends on how Spirit speaks, but only one or two more here. All right. So Skyfalls, general reading. All right. Wow. Yeah, you do have this leaving behind old cycles. I like that they're kind of walking away from this because the Nine of Swords is like called the nightmare or insomnia card. All these are your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets, your attitudes, your expectations. And it's, this leaving behind. You're almost to the point of exhaustion, trying to live up to everyone else's supposed tos and shoulds and need tos and trying to make everyone happy. But you've turned inward and you're releasing those things because you're realizing what lies they are and that they no longer serve you. They allowed you to feel the pain of, of all this and feel the fears, but you're releasing so many fears. Wonderful card. The world is an ending of old cycles of victory and moving into new territories. And so you do make this change. You're really releasing things. It's almost like the New Year's Eve song about let old acquaintances, let old fears be forgot because you're moving on into this new place. And the Seven of Wands here is showing you that it does, like, this is you're getting off your knees, you're walking and you're getting to this higher place. Well, some people don't like that. Some people enjoyed misery loves company. And they were like, we liked it better when you were miserable, but down here with the rest of us. But how dare you choose to be happy? Get back down here. And just realize it's because they're feeling low about themselves and that they weren't ready to move higher. And they don't like the brightness that you're bringing into their darkness. And so just know it's not personal. It's because of where they're at in their life that they are, not appreciating it. And you don't have to defend yourself. You don't have to defend your happiness. You don't have to dim your happiness. You can share with them, like, hey, if you guys want to be happy, it's possible. Here, let me help raise you up. And if they don't want to be raised up, then you don't have to worry about it. Let them stay down there in the quagmire of their despair. They're experiencing that, and that's what they want to experience. But you are changing. You're done experiencing so much of that, and you're just sick and tired of feeling sick and tired, and you're making these movements forward. So I like that for you. So that's what they have for you, Skyfalls. So many, many blessings for you. All right. So Miss B, you will be the last free reading for this session. So anyone else, if you're wanting me to complete your reading in this session, then it just takes a donation of any kind. And I'll make sure I complete it in this session before we end it. And if we don't get any other donations, I totally understand. Then we'll just end this session. I will be back in 6 hours for my New Year's Eve readings, which I'll be on for a couple hours. But I've been on for 2 hours, and so it's time for me to rest and recharge. If you are wanting like a message right now, please know, and you're not able to make a donation. Like, I understand that. I do offer a ton of free content on my main page. If you click over on my name and go to the Brothers and Mystic Tarot page, there's a lot of playlists with pick a card readings, weekly energy updates, monthly readings, even solstice, equinox readings. There's a lot of free content. So follow your heart and spirit will guide you to the video for your messages. I also do offer personal readings on a sliding price scale. All that information is listed in the description box of the video. And don't forget to check out the playlist for the giveaways. There is a weekly giveaway at the very top, which I'm going to be closing here shortly. After I finish this session, I'm going to go eat. And then after I piddle for a little bit, then I go in and I close out everything. and then I will make an announcement tomorrow for this week's winner. So that is what we have. So we'll finish up here. Miss B, you'll be the last free reading, and you'd like the career reading for 2023. All right. My goodness. Cards flying everywhere. So let's grab these. All right. So I really feel with your career, your higher self here, the Judgment card is your higher self calling you to this new place. And I feel like you're going to be having this change in 2023, moving in alignment to something that is more in align with your heart and how you want to uniquely share the love in your heart with the world. Because I feel like right now, actually, um, you've got 4 number 5s. You got the number 5, which is in the major arcana, and you've got 3 5s in the minor arcana. Let's see, which one do you have? The only one that you don't have is the 5 of Pentacles. Yeah. So you definitely are going through this change next year where you're really evaluating where you invest in your energy, where you invest in your emotions, where you're actually, I think this is the 5 of Pentacles. Yeah, this is the 5 of Pentacles. So the 5 of Swords is the only one that you don't have, which is all right because the Hierophant is basically all of the 5s rolled into one, where the Hierophant is about you diving deep and finding your truth, your capital T truth, not the truth, the small t truths of opinion of the outside world on who you're supposed to be and should be and need to be and have to be and must be. This is you truly finding out uh, who you want to be, how you want to live, not exist. And so there's this change that's happening in career. It feels like you've been in a cocoon for a while, and this will feel like things kind of slow down. I feel like they have been slowing down, but it's like you're a caterpillar in a cocoon. You're really letting go of the old ways of thinking and being, and caterpillars crawl upon the ground and they eat a lot of leaves, and they eventually transform into something completely different, in that they flutter. They're sky beings instead of crawlies, and then they also seek nectar, and instead of eating leaves and that. So it's the transformation. They go from something that's eating and destroying leaves to something that helps pollinate and helps things grow. So you're going through this transformation in your career and what you're wanting to do with your life. And it's something that makes your heart sing, something that feels you're creative and moving things instead of feeling like you're just existing. Um, and then you have the Queen of Cups too, which the Queen of Cups, she rolls over emotion and all in water, and they're all the queens are given a double portion of water, an extra. So she's 2 times water, which allows her to dive deep and find her heart's desire, but also great intuition and gut. And so I just feel like there's such a big thing of what is going to make your heart sing. And it's this transformation this year of moving from existing to living. So I like that for you, Miss B. I'm excited to see what's in that heart of yours that's going to allow you to express that to the world in a beautiful way. All right, so that's the last free reading. Let me just double check here. All right, I don't see any other donations, so that will be the last reading for this session. Again, thank you guys so much for all the thumbs up that you've given the video. It does help, spread the beautiful love to the world. So thank you for being a part of the love tsunami. Thank you guys all again for all of you who gave donations. Brother Zen loves to eat, and so thank you. It does help so much. And thank you guys all for being here and all the love and your desire to connect with spirit. And it's definitely refreshing. So Thanks again, everyone, for being here. And I will be back, like I said, in 6 hours. So you can join me then. If not, go check my playlist. I will be back tomorrow. And of course, every night at 7 p.m. Mountain Time as well. So please know as you go throughout each and every second of every day of your life that you are unconditionally loved by the mother and father of all things. And of course, I love you too. Have an amazing happy new year if I don't see you until the new year. And until then, you guys take care of yourselves. Have a great night, a great day, wherever you're out in the world. We'll see you soon.